The scream tore through the stillness of my suburban morning like a knife through silk. I was in my home office, sipping coffee, scrolling through emails when that blood-curdling wail hit. It wasn't just a scream, it was theatrical, drawn out like something from a bad movie. I bolted to the front window, heart pounding, and there she was, Linda Harper, the iron-fisted president of our Homeowners Association, sprawled across my lawn like a fallen diva. She clutched her ankle, thrashing dramatically, her voice piercing the air. "Help! Call 911. I've fallen, and I can't get up," she shrieked, loud enough to wake the entire block. I rushed outside, more puzzled than worried. My walkway? It was pristine, redone just last month to meet the HOA's ridiculous standards Linda herself had rammed through. "What happened?" I asked, stepping cautiously toward her. Linda's face twisted in what I can only call fake agony, her eyes narrowing as she spotted me. "James, your walkway is a death trap," she snapped, gesturing wildly at my flawless stepping stones. "I was just dropping off a notice about your trash cans being visibile from the street, and I slipped on this. This hazard." Her moans grew louder, pulling curious neighbors onto their porches. I opened my mouth to argue my walkway was perfect, but something caught my eye. A tiny red light blinked from my decorative shrubs. As ambulance sirens wailed closer, I edged toward the bushes, heart racing. Nestled among the leaves was a GoPro, still recording. I kept my face neutral, but my mind was spinning. What was Linda playing at? Let me back up. 2 years ago, when I moved into Willow Creek Estates, Linda made it her mission to make my life hell. I'm a single guy in a family-heavy neighborhood, so I tried to play nice, follow the rules. But Linda wasn't your average HOA busy. She was a tyrant. Our first clash came 3 months in at an HOA meeting. I suggested loosening some rules, like letting kids keep basketball hoops up year-round. Linda stared at me like I'd proposed torching the neighborhood. "These rules protect our property values, James," she said, her smile dripping with condescension. "If you want chaos, maybe this isn't the place for you." After that, the citation started. My grass was a 1/4 inch too tall. My mailbox wasn't the exact Willow Creek ivory shade. Last Christmas, she measured my holiday lights to ensure they were precisely 6 inches apart, per her own insane policy. So, seeing her writhing on my lawn, blaming my negligent property, I smelled a rat. As paramedics lifted her onto a stretcher, Linda made a show of it, announcing she'd call her lawyer and that my insurance would hear from her. She even winked at me as the ambulance doors closed, a smug, taunting wink. The second they drove off, I grabbed the GoPro. Back inside, I popped the footage onto my laptop, and my jaw dropped. For 15 minutes, Linda had prowled my yard, setting up her phone on a tripod for a second angle. She inspected my walkway, clearly annoyed to find no cracks or hazards. Then, she picked a random stepping stone, pulled a spray bottle from her bag, and misted it to make it slippery. She took practice steps, testing her fall, before launching into the most over-the-top tumble I'd ever seen, complete with that Oscar-worthy scream. I laughed at the absurdity, but anger quickly took over. This wasn't just petty HOA nonsense. Linda was trying to frame me for insurance fraud. I called my insurance company, Pulse Racing, and laid it all out. The agent sighed when I mentioned Linda's name. "Mr. Carter, we know Ms. Harper," she said, sounding exhausted. "This isn't her first stunt in Willow Creek. They were already investigating her for similar claims against 2 other neighbors, one who backed off to avoid her wrath, another who settled quietly. I wasn't about to let her bully me. Over the next few days, I became a detective. My home security cameras had caught Linda's suspicious prowling before the fall. I compiled a timeline, dug up every petty citation she'd slapped me with, and sent it all to the insurance company. A week later, their investigator called, practically giddy. "James, I've been doing this for 15 years, and this is the clearest evidence I've ever seen. Linda's pulled this scam across 3 insurance companies. They want to send everything to the police, and I gave the green light." 2 days later, Detective Sarah Martinez called, her voice firm. "Insurance fraud's a felony, Mr. Carter. With your evidence, we've got her dead to rights." Meanwhile, Linda kept up her act. She sent a certified letter demanding I cover her medical bills and started a neighborhood email thread whining about dangerous properties mine, OBVY usly. She even called an emergency HOA meeting to rant about negligent homeowners like me. The day of the meeting, I walked in with Detective Martinez at my side, my stomach churning with anticipation. Linda stood at the front, her foot in a comically oversized boot, leaning on crutches she didn't need. I'd seen her strolling to her car that morning, no limp in sight. "Before we start," I said, cutting Linda off mid-rant about my hazardous walkway, "I'd like you to meet Detective Martinez." The room froze. Linda's face went white as the detective stepped forward. "Ms. Harper, you're under investigation for insurance fraud, filing a false police report, and attempted extortion," Martinez said, her voice slicing through the silence. Linda stammered, insisting she'd genuinely fallen, but Martinez wasn't HOA-ing it. She plugged the GoPro footage into the meeting room's projector, and the room gasped. There was Linda, plotting her fake fall, spraying water on my stone, and flopping like a bad actor. When the clip ended, someone in the back snorted, and soon the room buzzed with shocked laughter. "That's not me," Linda shrieked, her face beet red. "James faked this VY Deo. He's always hated me for enforcing the rules." Martinez didn't flinch. "We have your phone footage, recovered with a warrant, plus statement from 6 other homeowners you've scammed. 3 insurance companies have records." Before Linda could sputter another lie, Martinez cuffed her right there, in front of the stunned HOA board. The VYC president called an emergency vote, and Linda was booted from the board unanimously. 3 months later, I sat in a courtroom, watching the judge deliver her fate. Guilty on all counts, 18 months in prison, a doula $25,000 fine, and restitution to her VY Tims. Linda's face crumpled, her usual smugness gone. "I was just protecting the neighborhood," she whispered as the bailiff led her away, but no one bought it. Willow Creek felt lighter after that, like we'd all been freed from a petty dictator. Linda's reign of terror was over, and I finally felt at home. But the story's not just about her downfall, it's about how far someone will go for greed, and how truth can cut through even the slickest lies. What do you think? Did Linda deserve her punishment, or was 18 months too harsh for a scam that didn't even work? Have you ever dealt with an HOA tyrant like her, or someone who faked an injury for cash? Drop your stories below. Hit that like button if you cheered when she got cuffed, and subscribe for more wild tales. Let's get this debate rolling.